Hey BookTok friends and family. Tonight I want to talk to you about price point of specifically ebooks. So one of the things that I just love about indie authors, apart from the great writing and the wonderful people and everything else, is that they're very well priced. For example, if you wanted the latest John Grisham, Stephen King, Frida McFadden, you're paying $15 or $16.99 per ebook, which is quite a lot of money, really. Now, most indie authors that I know, they're setting their price points around about the $5.99, $6.99 point, which is a third of the price of mainstream authors. So much more affordable. Now, there are some indie authors I know who very cleverly put their first book in a series available for free. So you can go ahead, get that one for free, check them out, figure out how wonderful they are, and then the following books are only $3, $4, $5 each. So you can get almost an entire series for the same price as one or two Frida McFaddens, for example. So why would you not do that? So I have seen some indie authors pricing themselves at the same level as mainstream authors, which is probably fine if they're at that level, which most indie authors are, but I find it a little bit challenging to pay for a book that's that much money from an author that I don't know yet. So I've had, as I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago, I was asked to pay $13 by an indie author for a self-help book, which wasn't of any interest to me. I read an ARC of an indie author's book the other day, which was a thriller, and it's only available in paperback, not in ebook, but the paperback's $20. And that's quite a lot of money as well for a paperback for a first book for another author. So I'm really curious, indie authors, what do you think is the right price point for your books? Now, of course, there's Kindle Unlimited, which I'm a huge fan of, and I mentioned 2 weeks ago. And Kindle Unlimited, for those of you who didn't check my video out, and why didn't you? Kindle Unlimited, for those who don't know, the author gets paid for every page that you read. It's not quite the same amount as they get if you buy the book outright, but it's still something. So if you have a KU membership, go ahead and fill it up with indie authors, and they'll get paid for every single page that you read. So it's a win-win for everybody. But I'd like to know from indie authors, what's your price point? What do you think is the right price to pay? How much do you think we readers would be willing to pay? What do you also like the idea of first book free and the next set of books at other prices? I also see indie authors offering one of their books from this series for a few days at zero price, just for readers to get a touch of that. And that's smart marketing as well. So readers, I'd like to know from you, what do you want to pay for ebooks from an indie author? Are you okay with $15? Would you prefer them to be $5, 99 cents, or free? I really want to hear from everyone to know what your idea of this is. I'm more than happy to pay $5 or $6 for ebooks, and I do regularly. 15, 16, I'm reserving that for mainstream authors who, as you know on this channel, I don't promote and I don't read their books anymore. So come on everybody, tell me what you think, and I look forward to the conversation. Bye-bye.